Andor, Episode 4, Aldhani. Okay, this is about to get a little bit strange. Let's start. How do you do, G-Pod crew? It's your Nutty Buddy Pud here, and today we're going to be talking about Andor, Episode 4. So, I just got home. It's 5 minutes till 6. I didn't get home early because I had to stay for one of my coworkers. Unfortunately, though, I did have some time to watch the episode, and I even wrote notes on it right here. Well, the problem is this is just... I'm going to be very honest with you. So far, with episodes 1, 2, and 3, this is a boring show. I see what they're trying to set up here. They're trying to add more of the political and the human behavior behind things without having special weapons or stormtroopers always involved. But honestly, I'm just not into it. This might be a show for some people that I feel that are going to like it. And their set design, things of that nature are really great. It may even get a lot of shout out for the way it is progressively as far as, you know, culture-wise or, political sense or anything, but it's just not really interesting to me. But luckily, I have found some Easter eggs so far in the episode, which I think I got in 15 minutes. Unfortunately, on my phone, you can't tell. It's a 15-minute episode. I think I got maybe 10, 15 minutes into it, so we still have about 40 minutes to go. So what I'm going to do is, when we get into the breakdown, I'm going to go through each one of these as quickly as I can by going through it. So we're going to call this the bonus round of breakdown, the bonus round breakdown or something when we get to that first part and start explaining it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the episode breakdown, and then I will speak to you at the end about how I feel after watching this episode. With that being said, let's get started. Okay, so we are now here at the breakdown. I did check. I only got 9 minutes into the episode. We're at the Imperial security location, which is the Imperial Security Bureau. But we're going to go through some of the stuff. So, first off, I want to bring up one thing. This moment here with Andor, and I can't think of the gentleman's name. This is my idea of what I think is his first entrance into the Rebel Alliance. This is his invitation, so to say, to the Rebel Alliance. Now, you'll notice at one point Andor talks about how he fought in Minbin. Minbin is a swamp planet that was actually in Star Wars, Solo, a Star Wars story. If you remember, in Solo, you actually see Solo fighting in the mud as a mud trooper, and that is actually the war he's referring to, but later they state that he was just a cook. So he didn't actually fight against Han Solo or anything like that. And I don't know what side he actually fought on because they don't really explain it in that part. So, yeah. And then, of course, they talk about where they're going, which is Coruscant. If you don't know what Coruscant is, it's probably one of the most famous locations in Star Wars. It's actually the location of the Last Jedi Temple. It's also the last place that you actually had the Galactic Senate. And if you remember, the scene where Yoda and Palpatine fight in Episode 3 is based on Coruscant. Now we get into the Imperial Security Bureau. And they do talk about the Ryloth sector, which is part of the Outer Rim territories, which is pretty much throughout the whole lore. Everyone knows about the Outer Rim territories. And then, of course, they do bring up later down the road about Arvalov 6. Now, I've heard this name before, but I've heard a 7. Don't know where 6 came from. So, honestly, that put me in a little bit of a situation. So, and that brings us up to where we're at. That is the notes I have. That is the quick breakdown of the notes I have. Let's continue. Sometimes when I record these videos, I sometimes wonder how far should I go on breakdowns of Star Wars when it's Star Wars. Like, for example, I watch Rockstar, New Rockstar, and they pick and choose what they feel is Easter eggs, what is information to tell you. Is this information? Do you know what a TIE fighter is? If you don't watch Star Wars, this is the main Stormtroopers vehicle, the main Imperial Army's vehicle for flying. Vader alone has his own special TIE fighter. This is the vehicle that they use to fight in those epic wars. That's all I gotta say. I'm not even gonna bring up another picture. There's no reason to. If you don't know what a TIE fighter is, I look it up. But I feel like that. I needed fluff for the video. There's fluff right there. TIE fighter. That's a speeder bike. First seen those in Return of the Jedi. Ewoks, Stormtroopers, most of all, Luke and Leia on a speeder bike. And there you guys have it. That's the end. I'll be honest with you. I'm sitting here and I feel like I'm missing a lot because I know they were talking about the crystallizations from the oh God, what's gonna keep their cover in this whole thing. I'm noticing unless I see it, I don't pay attention to the dialogue. I know what they're doing. I know this is like a train robbery and everything. I know the setup and I understand it. And maybe even the whole setup is going to be fun and exciting. But the dialogue is just so mundane to me. I feel like the people in this campfire are a little more interesting, honestly. Actually, I'm going to be honest, way more interesting. So yes, Atop made this episode better than the other ones. But, man, the pacing just feels so bad in this show. Maybe it's just not my cup of tea. That might be why. Because I definitely hope that Campo and JD get to do a podcast about this. Because it's just, I want to know how they feel. I want to get a second opinion. I want to get your second opinion. Tell me in the comments below. Are you actually enjoying this show? What are you enjoying about it? Give me an idea. I really want to know. And also, if you want me to live stream my reviews, comment below live stream reviews or something of that nature so we can get that ball rolling if everybody wants it. But, guys, I'm sorry that this review doesn't seem exciting, but I'm just not feeling it. And that makes me sad. It really does, because I love Star Wars. But I don't know how I feel about this. Well, let's see what it leads into, guys. As always, well, actually, no, we already know what it leads into. It leads into Rogue One. But anyway, as always, I'm putting with the G-Pod crew, and you know what we do. Get kind of frustrated with the new Star Wars show, too. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.